And we are back live, ladies and gentlemen. Man, a lot of things are developing out in the Vander Ranch debacle. All right, we got an anonymous caller on the line with another Greenwood resident. Go ahead. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself as to who you are and what you're going to explain right now? Go ahead.
So I'm staying anonymous for certain reasons. I think a lot of people probably have figured out who I am, but that's beside the point. Um, that interview with Justin, I mean, it confirmed pretty much everything that we've been thinking, things that we knew to be true, but it was even worse than I think any of us could have imagined. So I know we've been talking. We're planning a community meeting specifically for the neighborhood. We're going to get everyone together. We're going to try to get a game plan going. And I think we're also going to be planning a protest outside of TCEQ office, Region 7 here in Midland, after we heard what Justin had to say about that, that they had a meeting with them and Jason basically pretty much said, well, we'll just file bankruptcy. Well, good. If we can get them bankrupt, we can get them gone. The state has to step in. We are trying to look at getting a class action attorney. If we can prove that there's criminal intent, which at this point I think is pretty obvious, I think a big class action attorney for the water would step in on a contingency, knowing that they have a really good chance of winning, and that would help everyone in the neighborhood. So that's pretty much where we're at.
Okay, and I also want to say someone just called me, someone that's from the area, a very smart young lady, and she said that y'all need to get the class action going. Maybe she'll call in
Yes.
momentarily. Okay, Amy, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so what were your thoughts about the video? And let's go into putting on blast our leaders or the leaders that should be leaders that are not leading. Your thoughts on the video, real quick, with the interview with Justin. Go ahead.
I'm absolutely disgusted. Since the live has ended, I have residents within our community literally in tears. As we've expressed before, we have so many people experiencing health issues, and this has been a concern. And the mental toll that it right now that is being taken on our community is it's absolutely heartbreaking. People are in tears. They're in shock. They're ready to move. As far as action, there's now a sense of fear for their family and their children, as though it wasn't bad before. It just like the other caller stated, it's just confirmed how serious and detrimental this issue truly is. And my heart is breaking for our community. We're all stuck, and we deserve justice, and something needs to be done. With that being said, Nino, I just want to express to everyone that we've exhausted. I know there's been a lot of comments, excuse me, on call TCQ, call environmental, call EPA. And I just want to express to everyone that these resources have been exhausted to the fullest extent. Starting with Mr. Jeff Summers, our commissioner. I actually reached out to him May 14th of 2024 at 9:03 a.m. requesting a phone call and did not receive one. Today, I also messaged him and sent an email at 7:44 a.m. Did not receive a response. I spent 3 hours today on the phone with TCQ. I've spoke to Heather with TCQ. I actually spoke with Shane last week when we received the water sample of the pool showing that there is E. coli and coliform, and his response is, we have our suspicions. I have left a message with Senator Cornyn. I called Tom Craddock's office this morning at 9:01 and left a message at their answering service with no returned call. I spoke to Ted Cruz office today and was sent to their caseworking side, left a message with no response. Also contacted Governor Abbott's office. They stated we need to fill out a contact form to see if it's of importance for them to call us back. I also spoke with Heather with TCEQ. She told me that they have a temporary an affluent water form of wastewater plant permit. I also spoke with compliance enforcement with TCEQ today, Danielle with TCEQ today. They do have a permit in process that expires on June 18th for the discharge into the pond, which is domestic wastewater. They have a land application pending that was applied for on August of 2024. Clearly, we have spent, I can state for just myself alone, I spent at least 4 hours on the phone trying to get answers to some of these things prior to this call. I'd also like to call out Mr. Terry Johnson and what a shame that man is. On May 8th of 2024 at 107, I reached out to him stating that we had concerns in regards to the issues out in Vander Ranch. His response to me on May 8th of 2024 was, "What is this referencing?" I expressed to him the sewer and water situation. He did contact me and told me his hands were tied. There was nothing that they could do. He also stated that he had probates that day and that he would call me tomorrow, which I guess is what took place. On May 8th of 2024, I told him that I would appreciate that very much. Following May 13th, I said, "Good morning, Mr. Johnson," to follow up. "When should I expect your call?" Never received that call. June 2nd, I messaged him again by email and told him that I have spoke to him in the past and would like to revisit with him. No response.
Wow.
Today at 9:53 a.m., I messaged him again. I was told this week is our budget hearings. It's a solid week of it. If you can submit your questions, then I can research at a later time. I said this would be great. This is in regards to Vander Ranch, Greenwood, Park Water, and Greenwood Water. His response, "Is there a question?" I said, "Yes, as I am aware, as I am sure you are aware, that we are experiencing many difficulties with this utility. I would like to know what can be done. I would also like to know if we can be placed on the agenda, as we have been declined to do so in the past." He said, "You state there are many issues. Please give me bites of the elephant. I can only try to deal with one issue at a time. Although I am good at multitasking, better results can be expected if I work my way through your concerns methodically, respectfully." He also stated, "My understanding is they shut water off because they're running out of water. TCEQ can deal with the quality of the water. Adding to their system is a private venture." I stated to Mr. Johnson, "Thank you for your time. I will pass this along with those in our community as to where you stand. Be blessed and have a great day."
Wow.
His response was simple questions so as to make accommodations. I also
Damn.
stated to him,
Is he on AI? Is he on AI response or what? Sounds like a damn robot. Sorry.
well, he doesn't have time to make a phone call, but he sure does have the time to email me back and forth. And so the latest response from Mr. Johnson is we did a poll within our community, and within 2 hours, the response was overwhelming. I said, "Mr. Johnson, with all due respect, I would think you would find the time to speak to us. How many people are we talking? A community of people." I said, "A poll was created just in Vander Ranch. Within only in 2 hours, we've had 155 residents that have responded. We have 40 with skin issues, 49 bleached clothing, 22 developed a cough, and 36 others with symptoms, and 8 that experienced none. We have exhausted all resources with no resolve. I would think, Mr. Johnson, this would be a concern that you would want to assist in helping the residents of Midland County and listen." And his response to that was, "How many people for a face-to-face meeting, and who would they be? Also, how much time were you requesting for such a meeting?"
Oh,
My,
damn.
My response was 20 people in an hour and a half, and I never received a response back. So, Mr. Johnson, it's a shame that we've reached out to you on numerous occasions. We've got people claiming to be sick, and you can't find the time, and you're requesting us to put us on a time limit. It's your responsibility to give us the amount of time that it takes to hear the stories of our people and what we're experiencing and what we're going through. It's a shame, Nino. It is an absolute shame. And I want our community to know that we have exhausted these resources to the 100% possibility.
I
We
mean,
went through every avenue.
what's next? I mean, y'all don't reach up the ladder, TCEQ. I mean, I guess it's protest time at this point, but you would think these elected officials would care about this waste that's going on in a neighborhood, a subdivision, all these weird happenings and dealings, this monopoly out there, people getting sick, people losing their hair, right? Are people losing their hair?
Yes, sir. We have dogs that have tumors showing up. They're taking them to the vet. They're getting on antibiotics. They're miraculously disappearing and then coming back. They're being showed to be not benign. This has been a continuous action for quite some time. And now, after speaking with Justin, it has just completely left devastation amongst our community of what are we going to do next. And I think that our caller on the other end can share what's next.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just to this point. If they're not going to do anything, we're going to have to force them to be held accountable. I mean, I could tell you, I've been emailing with TCEQ for over 2 years, and I sent an email last week. At this point, they just ignore me because I've just became a giant thorn in their side. And just that the part that he said, like I said, where it looked like TCEQ had them nailed to the wall, and then Jason Bethke with his crooked, I could call him a lot of names, just said, fine, we'll file bankruptcy. I mean, this is what they do. This isn't the first place they have done this either. This has happened in other areas. And if people do not stand up, I don't know what's going to happen. How is anyone going to ever sell their house out there?
Okay.
So.
Okay, I'm finna patch in someone that was out there taking pictures today, guys. Terry Garrett wants to get involved. Shandy's out there. I'm gonna patch in Shandy. Y'all, can you hold on real quick?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hey, I'm patching you in right now. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Shandy,
Yes, sir.
you're on the line with an anonymous caller and also with Amy. What did you find? We're pissed. Terry Johnson ain't helping. Summers ain't helping. It's time to protest. What do you got, Shandy? I have some pictures on the screen. Go ahead.
All right. So as of right now, I came out here to get some pictures because, I mean, the whistleblower you had on, that they're not going to have a chance to get away or off from anything that we're exposing right now. I don't want them to come in and start removing dirt or things like that. So I came out here and I got some samples, and I also noticed that the pond, we've had a little bit of a wind today, and so the pond had a great foam to it, and the pond smells like sewage, raw sewage. There are signs up saying that there's recycled water. There's nothing about this water that's being recycled. Upon going to the different locations and getting samples of the soil, out back behind the lift station, you'll see a large sewer drain, and that is the one that was running over. When we dug down, we've got video of everything. When we dug down, we were able to get to the black tarp that they had actually laid down.
Which picture is this? I'm looking at it right now. Which one is it? Explain to me.
That's going to be the sewer. That's going to be the sewer picture.
With the water that's sitting in the middle?
Yes. So that water sitting in the middle. Do you have the picture of the sewer drain?
Yes, the sewer drain.
Okay, so that sewer drain right there is the one that goes into that pond with everything sitting in the middle, like the water that's sitting in there, and it's really green grass. I'm sorry, I'm not on live with. I'm just calling in.
Yeah.
So that sewer drain, they laid black tarp down into that little ravine, and that's where everything was feeding into. We even dug down, and I'll be sending you those videos tonight. We took water bottles that had not been opened. We opened them live on camera to get the stool samples. I mean, the soil samples. They might as well be stool samples at this time, y'all. To get the soil samples, poured the water bottles out. We did everything on camera. So nobody can say that we didn't get it from a certain area. We've got 4 points of interest, and back behind the lift station, which is behind the pond area. I mean, we're talking 150 yards from a home. It is atrocious. When you get down there, you are literally sickened to your stomach. There was no doubt. But when Rick went with me, he is the attorney that we have been speaking with. Rick went with me, and as soon as he dug down into that soil, I mean, the aroma, it was very fragrant. And not to mention, it didn't want to come off the shovel. Now, I don't know. They may have red clay out here. I just don't know Midland to be a red clay dirt area, so I'm not really sure about their dirt topographic. I'm not certain for all that, but I don't think I've ever had a issue of getting mud or dirt off a shovel, and I've dug plenty of holes many days in my life. So this is, I'm telling you, once we dug down, we went up to the front entrance, and this is where it's where the greenest grass is, and if you always look at the greenest grass in Vander Ranch, I guarantee you we're going to see it's where the highest quality of feces, untreated raw sewage is. And if you look down in that ravine, you will see nothing but a patch of green grass. Everything else is dead, but where all of that is probably just still getting its, nutrients and nitrogen and everything else, all of that is breaking down underneath that soil. It doesn't look like they've had any runoff recently. But like I said, as soon as we were walking to the ravine, we're like, okay, that stinks. You could definitely smell it. But once we put that shovel in that topsoil and turned it over, it was like opening up a sewer tank. It was disgusting. Like I was gagging.
Wow. And you went ahead and got some stool/soil samples, correct?
Yes. And we've got 4 of those. We've got point A, which is behind our anonymous caller. It is behind her house.
Okay.
There was a whole pipe that was overflowing. You have pictures of that pipe overflowing.
Which one is it? Which one is the pipe overflowing with the water right there? Oh, behind the house, right? These Section 8 houses, correct?
Yes. And so that pipe that was overflowing, we got a sample there. We got one up at the front of Vander Ranch where the kids all collectively gather for the bus stop, which is, that right there is just devastating. There were children walking through as we're going to collect this. And I cannot express to the citizens, this is no longer a disgruntled homeowner. This is lives right now are at risk. Just walking through your neighborhood.
Wow.
And you don't want to track these things back in your home. So I'm going to recommend everybody remove their shoes. You have a no shoe policy in your home, so that none of this can come into the threshold of your home, just to keep you safe.
Shandy, what's this liquid and it's like foamed up? And what is this? Part of the pond? What is this?
That's the pond that they were marketing for Vander Ranch. I'm assuming
hold on.
because we've had.
So hold on. So the actual the makeshift what do you call it? The under part. What do you call it? The that goes under the tarp. What's it called?
Lining.
The liner. Okay. So the makeshift liner with no engineering. It's touching the dirt, right? This water's contaminating the topsoil. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, 100%. And that is what we actually have samples on. They were able to get those samples back from the ponds, and the pond had high levels of chloride, like 3 times allotted limits. High levels of chloride will be thyroid issues, hair loss, brittle nails. It can be your thyroid is one of your main runners of your body. So when your thyroid is off, a lot of things are off. High cortisol levels.
Shandy, I got another picture of some more phone stuff, but they're talking about how Terry Johnson is basically worthless. He's not helping whatsoever. They made a poll. Over 100 people commented on the poll within less than an hour. But what is this picture? There's some more foamy stuff, and it looks like, I don't want to say a tampon or some kind of like a wipe or something. I don't know what this is. What is that? Do you know?
Right.
I
did not touch that, but I found it very interesting. Whatever it is, that's the pond back there. And we know that they had 1 parts of total solid dissolved waste, and the allotted amount, I believe, is 0.05. And so we were already over. The total dissolved solid waste was really high for that area. And that is where they, with just layman's term, they put the shit in the blender and then send it out. So it's ground up. It's not full, like it's being processed, but it's not being purified, if you understand that. They're just literally sending out raw sludge into an environment that is, it is open for all the population, animals, wildlife, everything that's out here. It is open, and it is less than 30 feet from the back of these homes.
Wow. And you're walking around freely. There's no fencing. There's no security. There's no signs whatsoever.
No, there was one sign on one entrance, but not any of the other entrances. There was not any signs warning us. Now, I will say all of the recycle water, reused water signs, they all say do not touch, wash your hands, do not come in contact with. But that, that kind of is, it's a catch-22. Are they trying to cover their asses here? And they put that on there because if you're using recycled water in the way that it should be used, you should be able to be safe around recycled water. Now, if you're just reusing sludge, absolutely, there's no way you're going to be around it.
Can I chime in on that?
Go ahead.
Those signs have not always been there either. The signs went up after we started raising hell.
Oh, these signs are fresh. Yes, ma'am. These signs are fresh since we were out here. When were we here? On Monday?
Yes.
Wednesday?
Oh, I can see it. It looks like a brand new sign, right? Yeah, look at that.
Oh, and they're everywhere. But those signs weren't out here when we were here, Nino.
Are they trying to cut CYA or what?
That's what I believe. And if you read the signs, it's very specific. It says not to come in contact with your hands. You think that people aren't walking through that area with their shoes and then walk into their home, and then you have a baby crawl across the floor? They're not coming into contact with it. Another reason, I would absolutely be stark on, you come to my home, no shoes. I don't care if you walked on the concrete. You don't know where that water has run off to. And that's an issue. I also sent you guys, I hope I did. They've got multiple fire hydrants. And these fire hydrants don't have, from what I'm understanding, and I'm conferring a higher source on this, but they do not have the PSI to produce anything out of these fire hydrants. And they are all painted yellow, as in good standing in order for our fire department to use. God forbid there is a fire in one of these homes and one of our firemen come to hook up, they're going to get no water. And I hope they don't enter a structure thinking that they might.
Where's that? I didn't get the fire hydrant picture, but you said that how do you know they're not working correctly?
I'm sorry?
How do you, so what's wrong with the fire hydrants? What's the proof on that?
So the fire hydrants don't have enough PSI.
Okay.
Let me send you a picture. They don't have enough PSI. And you'll notice that, let me know if you got those pictures.
Okay.
They don't have enough PSI, that pressure, to put out a fire. And honestly, when your fire, most fires happen normally around evening time, early morning hours. If your water's shut off, you think they have Do you honestly believe that they have the ability to keep the fire hydrants running, but not your house? It's ludicrous.
Yeah.
All of these fire hydrants should be painted black, meaning they're not operable, but they're all painted yellow as in good standing fire hydrants.
Yeah, someone says, as a former Midland firefighter, I can confirm that the outskirts have the worst PSI. Wow, and that's a good catch, Shandy. Good job on that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and one of these fire hydrants, it's, put there in as though it's in operable condition. And on the back side of that fire hydrant, it's missing the caps that they would hook into. That allows for debris and all kinds of things to get into those hydrants.
I'm uploading it right now. I'm posted right now. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we work very closely in with the fire departments in multiple cities. And that is one thing when we're doing any kind of valve checks for them on those fire hydrants, we have to make sure that those are taken off, put back on. If we put on a dummy cap, a valve for them to come by and check and bleed them out. I mean, everything has to be capped off. You can't leave it an open-ended fire hydrant.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. I got it right here. So what are we looking at? If someone's out there at Vander Ranch looking at their fire hydrant, what are the telltale signs that we need to watch out for? I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, for one, nobody has enough PSI out here. None of these have been PSI tested. If it's a yellow fire hydrant, it's not in good standing. Know that you do not have, and that used to be the perks, I lived close to the fire hydrant, to have a fire hydrant in your yard. And that was, early 60s when Midland was starting to be expanded upon, is to be close to a fire hydrant, because in the event that there was a fire, it would save your home and possibly your life. These fire hydrants don't have enough PSI in them to even pressure up to put out a cigarette.
Yes,
they're not going to function.
Someone said. Someone said we were told the hydrants are only to flush the system. Correct? Should be black.
And they should be black. And this is where we are consulting with someone who is higher up than. I mean, we're reaching outside, and I hope the homeowners of Vander Ranch, I hope they understand that we're not keeping this just in Midland County. We get no resolve in Midland County. We're climbing that corporate ladder all the way up to the top dog. As my grandfather would say, the tall hog at the trough is where we are going. I'm not going to mess around with somebody down here on the low key scale that wants to sit on their butt, ignore their citizens who put them in office and do nothing on. This is an absolute tragedy for this entire community, because if you don't think it affects you, look at your aquifer, see exactly where you're pulling water from. It is absolutely, there's the cleanup. I guarantee you, Nino, the cleanup that we see happening in this community right now is going to be 10, 15 years from now still happening.
Shandy, I'm going to be honest. The more you look, like we were in Vander Ranch, right, for a couple of hours at one time, but the more you go around and look and talk and just, look what you found out about the fire hydrants. And then, there's so much in this little community, right? It's very overwhelming. It's very surprising to see this. Who would ever thought we would see this? Now, Shandy, I'll let you go ahead and just finish up. Anything else you want to touch on? I don't know if you're going to go out tomorrow with my wife to be checking on the community. I think we got a protest lined up. Go ahead, Shandy.
Yeah, so I'm just going to tell everybody, if you weren't mad before and you were finger pointing, let's put this all behind us. This is where it's kind of like COVID. We told you so, but we don't care that we told you so. We need to move forward in getting a resolve for the community and the homeowners. And if you are sitting on your butt and not participating in speaking up and voicing your concerns and asking questions, you are part of the problem. We ask that you get out of our way and let us do our thing, because there are citizens who are concerned. There are citizens who are affected by this. There was a poll on that Vander Ranch that I saw. That right there tells you this is not just a few affected. This is an entire community affected. And it's time for us to get those that want to be the naysayers and those that don't even live in this community. They need to get out of the way and let us push forward and get justice for these people.
Totally agree. Thank you, Shandy with Midland Street News. God bless you, sis. Thanks for the awesome reporting and the pictures. We appreciate you, sis. God bless.
Yes. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, Amy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, this is crazy. Okay, real
It
quick,
is.
I want to show this picture that you sent me. What is this picture, real quick, y'all? The proof is in the pudding. What the hell is this? You sent it to me. All this foam and water.
Okay, so last week, as I was coming home, entering the community behind a row of houses, I'm going to say I believe this is a pipe that would be linked to the irrigation system. They had this open and it was just flowing freely within our community.
I
A
mean,
gentleman with
that don't look like water, like regular water. This is like a damn hazmat or a hazardous chemical or something.
Correct. As we were sitting there trying to figure out where this water was coming from and making the proper contacts to let them know that this was being discharged amongst our community, someone in an IDIM truck pulled up, shut the valve off, drove off like it was nothing. Also, I sent you a video. The next day, they were out there with a bulldozer just covering it up.
I guess is that what they think? It's kind of like what the whistleblower said. They're just doing this all kind of like ghetto, just jerry rigging it. Like this is not hazardous material. Shandy said she dug in there and she smelled sewer, and we're getting soil samples. Might as well call them stool samples. This is crazy. Caller, go ahead. You got anything to add to this?
Nothing to add. For me, it's just time we do something. And if it takes us getting a whole community outside of TCEQ's office here in Midland, that's what we need to do. That's what's going to change things. I've already just since Justin was live, I have had people in other communities that deal with water private message me trying to help. So
Yeah.
we've got to hold these people accountable.
We definitely do. We need some help, y'all, and we want to get the word out. What's the update on the protest? Do we have a day picked out? What's going on with that, Amy? Or either or.
We are.
Go ahead, Amy. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You're good. Go ahead.
We have not set a date. We have posted in the community page that we're going to try and have a community meeting so that everyone's on the same page. There's people that don't have social media, and a lot of them don't even know really what's going on. They know very little. So we need to get the whole community together, and then we need to get that going. And we're going to set a date, and we're just going to have to do it.
And I just got some info right now. It says the county approves all the plat maps for a subdivision. Okay, let's keep that in mind, y'all. Amy, what else you got to add to this? Go ahead.
I just ask for our community to band together during this time and to stay calm and know that there will be a solution and results, that we have several people working on the situation, and we will fight until we get justice and get this resolved. It may take some time, but we need everyone to stand behind us. And, action comes with numbers, and we need you to show up. It's time. This is so unjust. This is so just absolutely disgusting. And we will get life back to normal. It will come.
Okay. Amy, what's it? What? Before we end the live, we're going to get off here, ladies and gentlemen. Before we end the live, what's the sentiment right now in Vander Ranch? I know at one time you didn't even want to get your name out there. You didn't want to even get your voice out there. But what's is there support now? Are people finally realizing that you weren't crazy? What's everybody thinking in Vander Ranch at this moment?
As much as I would like to remain anonymous, I have been so vocal on this issue for the last 4 years. It did not take much to figure out. I've had several people within our community show extreme amount of support, and all you guys, I'm extremely thankful. It's been a hard journey. Everyone is encouraging to continue to push forward. Sometimes when you step out of the box, there's a lot of backlash that comes with that, but I'm going to stand by my word since day one. This isn't about money. This isn't about anything other than I truly love my community, and I want our community to be treated right. And I'm not willing to stop until that happens.
Totally agree. This is just crazy looking at these pictures that Shandy got from the area. So, one more thing: the protest. Will you have that updated as soon as possible? When were you thinking about doing the protest?
Sooner the better.
I'm hoping soon, and yes, we will update.
Okay. All right. With that, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and end the live. God bless both of you. Everybody, just keep Vander Ranch in your prayers. And I'm gonna be honest. You heard what the guy said, the whistleblower. This affects everybody at this point, because this is going to be a Greenwood issue, especially with them contaminating the aquifers, right? This is a bad deal. You can even see. I want to put it on this picture. You can see how the last caller, our whistleblower, said this dirt it really soaks up, the water. You can tell how it looks right there, y'all. This is a big deal, and it's sad that our officials, it seems like they rather worry about the budgets and money than the lives of human beings. Terry Johnson, where are you at? What a damn shame. With that, y'all, thank you. Go ahead.
Nino, I just want to intervene and say, thank you so much. I know there's been several people that questioned your integrity and if you were presenting actual information and this whistleblower. And I just want to thank you and your team and Shandy and everyone that's working on this behind the scenes to try to push us forward and give us light at the end of the tunnel. I'm so grateful for that. And thank you so much.
Amen.
Amen.
And I'll add this. It's crazy that we are like the news, but it's all of us, a collective community members here in Midland. We're showing it. We have the proof. We're putting it out there. Where's the law enforcement? Where's the judges? Where's Terry Johnson? Where's our elected officials? Where's the media? Where's any kind of help? I hope they do catch on by tomorrow or the day after. If not, do they even give a damn about us? I'm gonna be kind of honest. If they don't start paying attention by the end of tonight or tomorrow, that's very alarming and unsettling, to say the least. Let's be honest, y'all. This thing done went viral with other videos that have been made about the subject. We're showing you the proof, y'all. The proof is in the pudding, and we do not want people to be hurt long term or any longer with this hazardous situation out here in Greenwood. It's horrible. With that, y'all, thank you, everybody. God bless you in the name of Christ. God bless y'all. And I guess we're out of here.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.